Okay, the frequency is not in use. I can tell I've been here for a little while. It's K4PEW, net control for the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net. There's no emergency traffic, but if there is ever, just call 911 first. Can't do that, call us. Of course, if you know you can't call 911, like you're not near your phone or you don't have a mobile phone, you can call us and we'll call it for you. Just make sure you remember to tell us where you are. We are, let's see, what was I going to tell you about that? I missed my point where I was. A little frazzled today, went to the Ham Fest. Drove back and forth to Huntsville, so that's not that big a deal, but I'm getting old. And that may be broken any time for an emergency. For information on that, you can see us on our website, or on YouTube, I should say first. Just put my call, K4PEW, into the search block, and you can bring up it'll bring my site up, and you'll be able to see my radio, at least not my radio, you'll be able to see my analog meter from my radio. And I can see how your signal strength is compared to others. You can also hear other stations you might not normally hear that are outside of your antenna's ability. You can also go to 146.415.net, 146.415.net for information on Simplex. You can go to groups.io, that's groups.in put MJSS into their search block, and you can sign up for our reminder system. It also includes getting you on an email list for our group, which contains no real spam unless you call technical questions spam. But it's usually technical questions or questions about ham radio in general, or people needing help, or sometimes people selling equipment. So there's all kinds of opportunities to use that for goodness here in the ham radio world. Or you can send me an email at K4PEW if you don't know how to do any of that stuff I just mentioned. Our net normally meets at Wednesday and Saturday nights at 8 p.m. Tonight we're doing the nets on 2 meters, 2 meter upper sideband on 144.240, also 50.135 upper sideband at 6 meters, and then on 223.415. We've also already completed 3 digital nets, one on DMR on 146.460, and then same frequency for D-Star at 7:15 p.m. The first one was at 7. And then another one C4 on C4 FM, the AC Fusion at 7:30, which is already done. And Michael's going to have to give me an update on the numbers for C4 FM. We had 6 on DMR, so I had 7 check-ins on D-Star, and I'll find out later how many were on C4 FM. Mike, are you there?
I am, Paul, and we had 5.
Very good, man. 5, 6, and 7. We did good, but it's going to be hard to beat 7.
Yep, I can only wish.
Yeah, well, I'll be back for once I get my radio back, whenever that happens. Anyway, appreciate it, Michael. Let's see, where was I? The purpose of that is to have fun. Figure out, like I said, having fun. If it's not fun, why do it? I mean, that's why we do the digital nets. That's why we do the 2-meter nets and 6-meter nets and 10-meter nets. And by the way, there's another net Sunday night, which is tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m., which Michael handles. That's on 28.415 upper sideband. Then he moves on to 29.415 on FM, and then over to 223.415 up on FM. And that's at 7:30 p.m. Starts at 7:30 p.m. Don't forget to be there. Often works out well on Sunday nights for people from around the country and hopefully the world who would check in on 28.415 upper sideband, because we sometimes get them here on Wednesday night, but Sunday night's more popular for people hearing people because they're not working Sunday night, most people. So anyway, as far as announcements goes, it's just those things, as well as anybody having a good report about the Ham Fest in Huntsville, which I went down. Me and Stan went down there. Stan KM4H. I think it was say HQE. Is that it? HQE. Yeah. But anyway, who else? He's going to smack me for not getting this call right if I messed it up. Is there any other announcements I need to be aware of? I think that next Saturday, today's the 19th, it's either Saturday or Sunday. Somebody look it up for me. Cedars 11 on Hamfest, I believe I thought it was Sundays, but maybe they changed it to Saturdays. Anybody know?
Hey, I'm Party Chief.
Yo, Stan.
The 3980 group email I got earlier said it's next Saturday.
Are those the guys that put on the net?
No, that's the Tennessee on that, but there's a guy on there that always sends out messages about Hamfest around the area, and it said it's next Saturday, October 26th.
Oh, well, that's got to be a first, because I think since I've been here, it's always been on a Sunday. That's what's confusing to me. What if it's on a Saturday? It's on a Saturday. It's even better. Very good. Thanks, Stan. I hope that's correct. If everybody shows up on Saturday and nobody's there, we'll know you got the bum feed from the guy on the group. Well, very good. Any other announcements besides the Hamfest and the ham breakfast? If you're not going to the Cedars Lebanon, or even if you are going to Cedars Lebanon, we can eat at 8 and run out of there and run all run over to Cedars Lebanon Park. That might be a or maybe we could all meet at the Shoney's in Lebanon. We got to work on that. I'll have to work on that between now and Wednesday to make a decision on it for next week's breakfast / night. Maybe good just to do it in Lebanon. That'd be cool. If anybody has any thoughts on that, keep it to yourself. No, you can email me or whatever, or you can vote on it tonight. Any other developments or anything we need to know? Because the last part was this is net number 926. We're starting from the south. We will be taking people short on time mobile or first time check-ins. But is there any other announcements before we need to move on? Nothing heard. Well, let's go. Let's start in there with people short on time mobile or first time check-in.
Kilo Quebec 4, Alpha Echo Tango.
You're gonna have to start rearranging your life so you're not early check-in.
Well, I'm mobile right now. I'm headed over to the fair actually to pick up my family, so I figure I'd get in as soon as I can.
Oh, I know. I'm just kidding. Appreciate you checking in. Where are you mobile tonight?
Just I'm in a line of cars waiting to get into the Wilson County Fair at the moment.
Oh, I guess it must be busy on a Saturday night, huh?
Yeah, we had gotten out here earlier this morning, maybe 11 o'clock, and spent most of the day there. But then I took off myself to go into Nashville because my brother's a musician who was performing in town, and so he finished his gig. So I'm headed back out to meet the family again, and now I'm stuck in traffic again.
Oh boy, yeah, it's. I know I have not been to the fair out there in my 12 years of being here. No. I've been to the state fair downtown, down in Nashville. But I've never been to the Wilson County Fair other than being at the fairgrounds. But no, I had to go this year. I should. My wife doesn't like the fair, so I may have to go just to see the animals.
Yeah, it's a good time. I mean, there's plenty to do besides if you're not riding rides. There's lots of stuff. The music. I'm not a huge country or bluegrass fan, but man, some of the bands are really good. And then you can always swing by the W4 EAO.
Oh yeah, can't get enough of ham radio, can you?
Nope.
Very good. Anything else for the net, Chris?
No, sir. Thanks for running.
Very good. That was Chris. He's mobile. Kilo Quebec 4, Alpha Echo Tango. Who else is short on time mobile or first time checking?
Kilo Oscar 4, Mike Kilo Delta.
Oh, Doug, what's up?
Hey, I'm running a little short on time tonight. I've been up since about 4:30 this morning, and I'm trying to get up early in the morning and look at the space shuttle as it passes over, so I'm going to have to check out early tonight.
Cool. Well, I like going to bed early if I can go to sleep. Sometimes when I go to bed early, I can't go to sleep.
Yeah, I turn on some boring YouTube video, and it lulls me right on to sleep.
Well, you can start with our YouTube feed right now if you want to.
I wouldn't consider that one boring, to be honest with you. But anyway, I just wanted to check in. Hope everybody's had a good day. Hope you enjoyed yourself at Huntsville today. I've never been there, and I can make the drive, but I can't make the walk. So I just decided I would listen to everybody else's reports.
Well, we can get I can bring my two-wheel dolly, and I'll just prop you up on there and drag you around.
Well, it will need to be one of those extra heavy-duty ones, and I prefer to have one with a motor on it.
Okay, I got you. Very good. That was Doug, KO4MKD, and he is up in, I keep saying the wrong words. What is it again?
That's the Green Flyer.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, someday I'm going to remember that. I have to come up with a way to remember that. Some kind of association. Anyway, that's Doug in Greenbrier. Kilo Oscar 4, Mike Kilo Delta. Good night. Have a nice sleep. Who else is next? Please come now. Who's short on time? Mobile or first time checking?
Kilo 4, Victor Alpha.
Yeah, how are you? I haven't heard from you in a little bit. How you doing?
Yeah, we're hanging in there. Playing around a little HF, put up a new antenna the other day and trying to get things sorted out and adjusted.
Which antenna did you get up? A new antenna or just a revived one?
Well, it was one I've had for a little bit, just been off in here, and what I've been going to put it up for God knows how long, and I finally got up enough energy the other day to run out there and put it up real quick because it's a little multi-band homemade dipole.
Oh, very good. Is it working okay?
So far. Some of the signal reports anywhere been from like 3.3 to 5.9, so it is varying here and there.
Well, I always, even bad reports or seemingly bad reports don't mean squat because it could be a condition thing. You know, it's a moving target every time we talk about, signal reports.
Oh yeah, I know. I could probably go up a little bit higher, but I'd have to do some limb trimming and a few other things like that. And right now, don't have the proper equipment to do that without breaking my neck. Don't really feel like doing that.
Yeah, well, I learned that a long time ago. But I had fun for a while doing QRP like on 5 watts, and I got this. I remember being so excited about it. I was working this station down in Brazil. I said, man, he gave me like a 5.9, and then I realized A, great conditions, and B, he had a 200-foot tower.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know. I'm only running probably about 95 watts. I'm not running full power 100-watt radio, so I'm only running like 95 and want to max it out. So, but I mean, it's doing pretty good so far from what I can tell. But I still think I need to make a few adjustments here and there. But otherwise, it still seems to be doing pretty good.
Yeah, I'm with you. You sound good though on this here on 2 meters.
Well, that's good. It's just, yeah, when you have the beam antenna pointed in the right direction, it does help.
That's for sure. Oh, beam antenna seems to be a nice. It fixes a lot of problems. When you have something directional like that. Even if you have bad terrain, you can often get through.
Yeah, I say beam. I should say cubic quad. It's a dual element cubic quad. It's homemade. And it's facing toward Mount Juliet versus Jolton Jolton.
Well, I still think of a quad, a multi-element quad as a beam. Just because it's directional. So I kind of use it as a generic term myself.
Oh yeah.
Very good. He's doing a great job for you. Anything else, Mike?
No, we'll say everything to the neck. Hope everybody's having a good weekend, and everybody got what they were looking for also if they win. I spent money before you and left Gallatin, and I didn't have to worry about going. So I'm going to wait and get to Cedars next weekend. Anyway, we'll turn it back over to you, Paul, and y'all have a good weekend.
Very good. That's Mike, Kilo 4 Victor Alpha, and he is in Hendersonville. Who else is short on time or mobile or first time checking? I think was that you, Rick?
KC2 LFT.
KC2 LFT. How are you doing tonight?
Hey, we're doing pretty good. Hey, a couple months ago, I got a message from W9POQ, Dennis Wade. Let me tell everybody I am the net.
Oh, very good. I heard him one night calling out on the 10-meter frequency, and I tried to answer him, and I don't think he could hear me, but he was calling out for CQ down to this location. Yeah, I'm glad he called in. He's now up there in the hinterlands up there in Wisconsin, so I hope he's doing all right.
When I talked to him, he said he was absolutely enjoying it.
Well, that's his old stomping grounds. I hope he enjoys it.
Yes, sir. Both he and his wife came from that area. They do have family up there, so it worked out good for him.
Oh, yeah, a couple of cheeseheads,
Well, I would want to say that because you might be watching on YouTube.
Yeah, but it's true. If you're from Wisconsin, you are a cheesehead.
I always got along really, really good with it. Good guy to talk with on the radio.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's a lot of good people in radio. I'll give you that. I was just he took off and he without notice, and I was so not upset. I was just like, man, he left and didn't say nothing. You know? So I was sorry to hear that he left. I'm glad he's doing all right though.
Oh, yeah, for sure. He's happy. He's healthy. What more could a guy ask for?
Wealthy.
Well, we know that isn't going to happen.
Yeah, very good. Anything else for the net, Rick?
No, thank you, sir. I just wanted to stop in and say hi. Sounded like a good day for me to get out.
Yeah, very good. We've had some good weather, but it's going to get hot again. Very good. That was Rick, and he's in Hartsville. That is, you're still in Hartsville, right?
Yes, sir, I am. Beautiful East Hartsville.
Yeah, East Hartsville. Is Fred still open?
No, that's all gone. There's a printing company in there now.
Okay, because you can still go. There's still a Kroger up there on I forget the name of that road up there.
No Kroger in Hartsville. Got Wiggly and Food Land.
Okay, I'm mistaken. For some reason I was thinking it was a Kroger. Well, very good, Rick. Good to have you on the net. That was Kilo Charlie 2 Lima Foxtrot Tango. He's in Hartsville. Who else is? We're going to start here. Unless there's any more short time, or short on time, I should say. We need to go to the south. Please come now.
KF4 Cascade.
Hey, Tony. You didn't hear anybody on the DMR thing?
Nope, not a word.
Man, I'm telling you, you got blockage all around you up there, except for me. It's like a narrow path right up to me.
Must be Kismet.
No, when you're talking to me, it's Camelot.
No, don't think so.
Very good. Anything good for the net? Were you really watching the live cam from Huntsville?
Yes, I was.
Cool. Yeah, there was a few people in there. One guy had a live cam on. It almost looked like a push-up pole. I mean, it was up about 12 feet.
No, I was watching the one right there by the door when you're coming in.
Oh, well, I was in and out of there a couple of times. I'm surprised. Well, you could miss me. I mean, I'm so fast on my feet, like a young dancer.
Yeah, well, the two police officers are on either side, right? Was that you?
Yeah, well, it's hard to go too fast. I mean, it's easy to go fast when your feet are in shackles and you're being dragged. It's easy.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Very good. Anything else for the net?
No, we're good.
Very good. That's Tony. He's in Smyrna with a good signal on 2 meters FM. And it's KF4, KFQ. Who else is south? Very good. I can hear you now, Larry, on 2 meters. I'm not sure why it's different, but I know we had some difficulties there on DMR as well. I mean, excuse me, on D-Star. Yeah, very good. Yeah, it really is getting crappy. I'm not sure why, but I'm glad you're in there. Appreciate you doing the D-Star net, and I'm gonna cut it loose because I can't really hear what you're saying. It's Larry. Larry does the D-Star net on at 7:15 on Saturday nights on 146.460. That's Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor, and Larry had 7 check-ins on the net this evening. Who else is Sal?
Kilo India 4 November Delta November.
Hey, David, you sound pretty good tonight. It's funny. You're great from Reedyville, and I can barely hear Larry. It's very fuzzy.
Oh, I tell you, it is funny conditions for sure. You're 9++ here with a loud and clear signal, excellent signal, and I can hear Larry just excellent. Of course, I'm probably different location, closer to him than I am to you. Over.
I think you are. I'd have to look, but I'm pretty sure you are. At least you're what? Oh, a little bit. I'm sorry, I don't know how. Is it due east or is it northeast?
I'd say it's a due east from Larry over.
Yeah, no, Larry's usually very good to me, but I moved my antenna and it seemed to have an effect on my receive from him.
Okay, one quick question: Did you buy a new radio while you was at Huntsville today?
No, I didn't. I can't talk myself into any new radios. I got one in the shop on hopefully on the way back this week, and I have three other working. Well, I've got a whole bunch. I've got one, two, I don't know, four different FM radios I can easily use. I just there's no reason for me to get another radio.
Okay, I was just hoping that you might have got a something other than a cup of coffee on the trip down, and I know you got a new antenna coming. So anyway, Paul, just good to check in on that. 7th grade, everybody, and thanks for what you do, sir. 7th grade, KI4NDN in Reedville.
Yeah, very good. That's David in Reedyville. Kilo India 4 November Delta November. Who else is Sal?
NADNUT, it's me again.
You again. Is that your last name? Again?
That's right.
Very good, Carl. Yeah, you sound good. And you checked in. Oh, yeah, you checked in on the D-Star. Were you able to hear Larry okay?
Oh, yeah, he was booming in here.
Yeah, we are in a little different line of sight than I am. But I heard him. Oh, he was unable to hear. I don't know if you heard that earlier in the net. He was unable to hear like Jack and Donaldson or even a couple other guys. I forget who it was he couldn't hear, but he missed a couple of them. So the conditions were weird.
Yeah, it's been up and down here lately on 2 meters some.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. If it was, as I've said, man, if it were easy, women and children would be doing it.
Yeah, that's my joke. Oh boy, my wife loves that one.
I said that in a business meeting one time where women were present. They were not happy.
I've seen the looks. I've done it myself.
My wife actually is my wife. This is my third wife. And this is the good one. She actually, when she knows that, she knows it in a different sense though. She says, yes, women's lib is great. Having women can do whatever they want to do. That's wonderful. But the fact is, you don't see any bridge workers, underwater welders, or coal miners. You don't see the really, really hard jobs with women wanting to take.
Oh yes, sir. Yeah, I'm a carpenter, so yeah, it's hot in the summer and cold in the winter and dusty all the time. I don't see no women.
Oh no, I mean, as I said, I told her, you forgot one of them. I said, it's roofers. When's the last time you saw a gal up? And it's not that I'm putting women down. That's not what I consider them. We're the ones who sacrifice our bodies, so to speak, with pain, especially when you're working with your hands all the time, and other ways. You're on your feet and on your hands, and you're hauling materials and doing grunt work. You are sacrificing yourself, and I never thought of it that way until just recently. Men do sacrifice a lot doing the jobs they do, and that's what they're meant to do.
That's right. They're smart enough to figure something else out.
I think you try to imagine. Oh gosh, when you look back on it, you think, if I had chose to do the hard jobs I have done, and again, a lot of my career wasn't really tough. I got into kind of a white collar job for a long time, but the jobs I used to do, it makes me laugh that I knew I had to do them. I didn't necessarily like doing them, but it sure was a learning experience about hard work.
Yes, sir. They build character.
Yeah, very much so. And well, I'd like to think it builds character, but I'm not sure I'm full of that. Well, I'm full of something. But anyway, anything else for the net, Carl?
No, sir. Thanks for doing it. Have a great night. NADNUT.
Yeah, very good. That was Carl. November 8, November uniform tango, not two tangos, November uniform tango, and he's in Franklin. Who else is Sal? Or East?
KM4YRF.
Very good. Did you get a good feel? I mean, did you make your mother-in-law cook food for her own birthday party?
Oh no, we didn't have any food per se. We just had cake and ice cream and gifts.
Oh, cool. So everything went pretty swimmingly, huh?
It was a great time. She had a wonderful time, and we ate more cake and ice cream than we should.
Oh, that's the whole point, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I made sure I had seconds and thirds.
Yeah, when I have those events, there's never any ice cream or cake left over.
Well, her daughter Risa made an Italian coconut cake. It was the best thing ever.
So there was a Risa and a Lisa?
Yes, Risa was the older. She's my age, and then Lisa was the next one.
How did she spell her name?
Risa.
Where did she get that? Is one wild? I've never heard that before.
I never had either until I married in the family.
I had a next door neighbor girl that grew up. She was much, probably 8 years younger than me or so. But her name was Lina. I always thought that was an odd name. Lina.
Well, it kind of is. I dated a girl one time back in my younger days, and her name was Nida, Nita.
Huh. Somebody. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, there are some odd names. Same with the Ida. IDA.
You know what you call a lady with one leg shorter than the other?
I'm not sure. Go ahead.
Eileen.
Yeah, very good. We don't want to go. Well, I think I'll spare that joke for another time when I told it at the Hamfest today.
All right. We had 5 on C4 FM, and if you'd been there, it'd been 6.
I could be the coulda, woulda, and just add myself in.
You coulda, woulda.
Yeah, very good. That was Mike. Anything else on that?
No, that's all, Paul. Thank you for doing what you do. Back to net control.
Yeah, don't forget. You got to go. It's mandatory that you at least think about doing the net at 7:30 tomorrow night. 10 meters. That's 28.415 upper side band, then 29.415 FM, which is cool because if you've never been on 28, I've been on FM on 10 meters. You're just shocked at how good it sounds. It's really robust. It sounds better than 2 meters. Really does. And then of course we go to 223.415. Who else? Maybe we'll try 10 meters AM next. No, I'm not doing it. Mike may want to, but I'm not. Who else is? That's Michael, by the way. Kilo Mike 4 Yankee Romeo Foxtrot. He's here in Mount Juliet. He's on the other side of 40 from there because he's not permitted on this side of 40. I don't think. Who else is east?
Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa, Michael in Lebanon.
Oh, Michael, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. And I talked to Richard out at the fairgrounds, and he said, asked me to have you check him in, KI4SIB.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you know that I thought of you today at the Hamfest. Is as I was leaving, I had my radio on, and there was some talk between a couple of young people on 2 meters on 146, 520. And the kid had his Roger beep on his radio. I don't know what kind of radio it was. And jumped somebody else who was monitoring the frequency, which I was monitoring, but I wouldn't say it. He jumped in and says, "Get your Roger beep off the radio. You're not in CB anymore." And the guy says, "I'm leaving it out. I don't care what you say. I like it. You don't have to like it. Just leave me alone."
And some of us can't get rid of it to save our lives.
Well, no, that's a funny one. I don't know if there's. Did you ever look on any of the message boards and see if there was a solution to that?
I was looking for it just the other day. Went through all my settings once again, hoping to find something, but I've not found anything yet how to turn it off. I'd love to.
It's not that big a deal. I wouldn't, I mean, I may make mention of it or make fun of it, but I don't give it a second thought, really.
Well, if Yesu would send me my radio back, I wouldn't have this problem.
Well, I'm in the same boat. Yesu, they had a nice booth there at the Hamfest today.
Did they? Probably off the backs of my radio and your radio.
Oh yeah. I actually got to complain to what's with how come you can't deliver antennas? I mean, isn't that your business?
Seems like you got one job to do and you're not doing it.
Yeah, well, they had that today. We don't know. I mean, what's going on over there in Pacific Rim? They got no control over, and I can't imagine what those issues are. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me, but what do I know? It'd be like Ford not being able to sell F-150s,
Comment.
It's true. I know I sent Yesu an email Thursday, and one of these days I'm actually hear back from them.
I sent that out too. I still haven't heard back from him, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm really not. Now, if I was struggling to have a radio handy, I might be upset, but I'm not. Anyway, anything else from that, Michael?
No, not at all. Just check me and Richard in, and like I say, he's out at the fairground doing the net tonight. Of course, they're doing one nightly out from the fairgrounds.
Yeah, I'm with you. Very good. That was Michael, Whiskey Alpha 5 Romeo India Papa out there in Lebanon. And Michael, you had something to say?
Yeah, was Diamond there?
Yeah, Diamond Antennas was there. Yeah.
did they have anything to say about your antenna and why you can't get them?
They really didn't have a good answer. They more or less said, yeah, it's a problem. We don't know what's going on over there in the Pacific Rim. And then they started badmouth Asians, and I told them they weren't being very nice. And got into a fight, and after the police left, and it was no big deal.
All right, that's good to know, Paul.
Yeah, I have an imagination there. Anti-Asian talk, man, not cool. I don't even know where I think they make those antennas in Japan, to tell you the truth. It's not China. So it's a different kind of Asian.
I think you're right. I think they are made in Japan.
Well, very good. No, Diamond they didn't know any more than I did. I may even know more than they did. So anyway, I just can't wait to get my antenna back up in the air that's worth the poop. Anyway, I think I said that was Michael before Michael Whiskey Alpha 5 Romeo India Papa in Lebanon. That was just Michael KM4YRF, and Richard checked in by a relay KI4SIB. He's over at the fairgrounds operating a repeater. I wanted to ask Richard, I hope somebody can relay that to him. They're rotating through their 5 repeaters, and I'm wondering why they don't have a simplex station up. Maybe they do, and I just don't know about it. But I was hoping they would. I noticed they had 5 different ways to check in on the talk in for the Hamfest in Huntsville, but no simplex station. And I'm thinking it's a lot simpler just using a simplex station, other than asking people from outside the area to check in on repeaters that they don't have programmed in their radio. So anyway, it's just my little tiny pet peeve. I don't really care, because me and Stan were able to find the place with some help from Google Maps. Who else is south or east?
Okay, I'm 4HQ.
Don't tell anybody we got lost.
I won't tell anybody, Paul, but I enjoyed the visit down and the visit back.
Yeah, very good. It was a nice day too. It's pretty outside. There was no real traffic problems, other than that I couldn't find the car. Other than that, I was doing fine.
Yeah, it wasn't terribly hot and humid, so it was a good day.
Yeah, you didn't fire up that radio yet, did you? That AM radio you bought?
No, I got it in the house, but I haven't put it yet. I'm planning on getting on the bench soon and taking a look at it and see what it might need, and kind of bring it up real slow in the very act.
Ah, very good. Very good. That was Stan, Kilo Mike 4 Hotel Quebec Echo, and he's in just a little bit north of downtown Lebanon. Who else is east or north? Well, let's just stay with east for the moment. Nope, up to north.
KD8RRO.
Hello, hey, I haven't heard from you in a while. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good there. And to answer your question about the diamond antenna, it's made in Taiwan and China.
Taiwan and China, huh? That's interesting.
Well, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hope y'all are doing well. Hope everybody on the net is doing well. Whatever that can hear me and stuff like that. But anyway, I missed the Hamfest. Wish I could have come, but had other things going on. I planned to attend, was it Saturday down in Lebanon?
Yeah, the Cedars 11 on Saturday. But that's always historically been on Sunday, hasn't it?
Yes, sir.
I just wondered. That threw me a curve, because I've been here for 12 years and it's been there 12 times in the woods on a Sunday.
Yeah, that's correct. You are correct there.
Yeah, it's even longer than that. Somebody told me it's been going on for decades.
Oh, yeah, it's been going on for a while. Yeah, news for the net, whatever. Well, not really news for the net, but anyway, kind of upgrade. I hope I'm doing a little bit better on everybody. I've got well, it's new to me radio. It's a Kenwood.
Ah, very good. Which model did you get?
Well, it's new to me, and it's the 281. I got it at a yard sale, believe it or not. I paid $5 for it.
That's a 2 meter only, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's a nice little radio.
Oh yeah. For what it is, it's an amazing little radio. For what I can see so far, you guys sound better. A little bit cleaner on this radio, but I hope I sound good and clean on your end.
Oh yeah, you're pegging a meter here, Kirby.
Oh, okay, copy that there. Yeah. Well, thank y'all very much and stuff. And Paul, thank you very much for holding the nets and stuff like that, and everything else you do with the club. I mean, we really appreciate it.
Yeah, very good. Appreciate the nice comments, and I hope to see you at the Cedars next Saturday.
Hey, copy that there. I may not have anything to sell. I may just come down there to look.
Oh well, you don't have to. That's what's funny about Hamfest. Everybody uses the excuse they might want to get some connectors, and they end up walking away with $200 old radio.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to go down there and find a ICOM 7300 at a really, really good price.
Oh yeah. In fact, I thought of you when I was down in Huntsville today. Somebody was selling. Gosh, I don't know. There was just a whole stack of boxes, and I think it was what they call the president. I think it was a newer model CB. Do you remember the model, the newer model, the President something? I forget what it was now.
Was it the Lincoln or was it an Adams or what was it?
You know, I don't remember. I thought I'd remember seeing it, but they had a whole stack of them there.
I copy that. Yeah, they're really good radios. I mean, if you're, wanting to talk on 11 meter, some of them have 10 meter in them, but as far as actually being really good and stable on sideband, I mean, they'll do the job, but nothing like like a Kenwood or a Yaesu or something.
Yeah, I guess. Well, and then in the newer, I guess most of the newer radios now have FM in it. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. A lot of the newer radios do have FM in it.
And are they stuck at 4 watts on FM as well on the new CB radio?
No, they're not stuck at 4 watts. They do a little bit more than 4 watts.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I wasn't sure about that. I haven't had a CB radio in quite some time, and I sometimes think that I wish everybody had one. That way, all the unlicensed people could talk.
Yeah. That would be really nice. But there's a reason why we have our license hanging on the wall.
Oh yeah. Well, again, you got to be motivated to get a license. It keeps. I know it sounds a funny term, but I use it I don't mean to be denigrating to anybody, but it keeps out the riffraff.
That is correct. You are correct, and that's the reason why, like I said, I mean, I love my ham operator's license. I renewed them and stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, it's well worth it. And you're right about the riffraff on the 11 meter band, CB. It's just become all, just plumb terrible.
Well, no, I didn't necessarily mean anybody on CB, because you're right, CB can be a mess, but ham radio can be a mess on 40 meters too. So there's no stones to be thrown, in one direction or another, or they can be thrown both ways. But no, I would guess that most people who are in CB radio for any length of time could easily pass the tech license. I think they could, because most people in CB at least have a reasonably good understanding of the basics of radio and how they put together and what they do and what the rules are. They just don't necessarily obey them in CB.
That is correct. I'm not trying to be long-winded, but I listened to a lady on TikTok. I'm trying to remember her call sign, but she's in California, just below the Hollywood sign there. And she was scanning through the bands, and I think it was on 40 meters. There was a guy in there, and it was every other word was an F-bomb. I could not believe it.
Well, I haven't been on it in, probably 15 years, but there was I think they called it pirate radio. It was an FM repeater, I believe, in Los Angeles, if my memory serves me right. And oh my gosh, you thought you were listening to the worst language on the planet on that repeater. And she was listening to it over the net.
Yeah, I copy that. But FCC has regulations on that or whatever. You're not supposed to do that on any band.
Oh, no, I'm aware of that, but I don't know how they got away with it in Los Angeles, because I know very well. Maybe it changed. I don't know. I'll have to take a look. I think it was called pirate radio, and it's a big repeater up on the side of a mountain in Los Angeles. So its coverage area probably covers 15 million people, and it was really raunchy, let me tell you.
We'll copy that there. Well, I'm going to get back to eating my chicken noodle soup here, which is really good, by the way. But I'm going to let you have the net back. Thank you very much, like I said before, and I hope all y'all have a blessed day out there. KD8RRO, and we're out.
Yeah, very good. That's Kirby. Haven't heard from him in a little while. He's got a brand new 281 Kenwood, doing a good job for him. He's over in LaGuardia, and it's Kilo Delta 8 Romeo Oscar. Who else is east or north?
K4TW1.
Hey, you must have had a CB radio before you got into ham, didn't
Oh, me?
you? Yes, Wes.
Yeah, I would say probably 40 years ago, CB was off the rails. Anyway, I went to the fair today. I did not. We walked around. I didn't see the club band, so I probably would have taken advantage of the AC.
I did notice the repeater, the 105 machine, it is way better. Whatever upgrade they made is doing well. Not to mention repeaters on the Simplex Net, but it's worth mentioning. Now, everything's good here. KE4TWM.
Yeah, very good. Somebody gave me all the repeaters. And I think that the one for the 105, I think he told me that was upgraded to a commercial repeater, but I'm not sure about that because he said it's working much better. And I'm pretty sure that's the one he was talking about, but he's also talking about the others that WEMA put up, so they're doing fine. Anyway, that was Wes. Kilo Echo 4 Tango Whiskey India, and he's up north of Possum Town. Yeah, north of Possum Town. Anybody else north?
WB0 and hello.
Hello, Mark. Get over to the fair?
Nope, I haven't been to the fair. Missed not going to Huntsville. But did you happen to see Robin down there?
Oh, I did. Yeah, I did see him. And I didn't buy any coffee this time because the line was 35 people long, and I'm not going to go out and stand in the line for a $2 cup of coffee for 40 minutes.
Yep, I understand that. But anyway, I hope he's doing well down there. And I guess there was a big turnout.
Well, it looked like there was. I don't know if I can't read. It's hard for me to tell whether it was bigger or not than last year, but I'm guessing it was just due to last year being the kind of the end of the pandemic event, you know.
Yeah. Well, I always enjoyed Huntsville. It's had a good place to stay, and you could, of course, you go down there, you spend $500 to go and make $20 selling stuff and feel like you had a good deal.
That's why it's a hobby, man. That's what hobby apparently stands for. I don't have any money left.
Yep. All right. Well, glad you had a good time. Carry on. I'll talk to you later. WB0NOO.
Yeah, Stan got his. He went down there to buy specifically it's an AM. I don't remember the model. Stan may jump in there and tell us what it was, but he bought a Johnson AM transceiver.
Okay, for Street.
Yeah, go ahead, Stan. Fill Mark in. He'd be interested in hearing it.
There's a Johnson Viking Valiant too.
Oh, yeah, Stan. Sounds like fun. I always thought maybe another DX100. You remember those?
Yeah, I remember those.
Yep. All right. Well, I'll talk to you about it one of these days. Have a good evening.
Yeah, I got a kick because I said, "How old is that radio, Stan?" He goes, "It's probably from the 50s." I said, "Wow," and it weighs about 80 pounds. Pretty heavy thing. Anyway, that was Mark. Whiskey Bravo 0 November Oscar. He's northwest Wilson County. Who else is east or north or west?
KO4OTV.
Hello, Mr. Joel. How are you?
I'm excellent. How about yourself?
I actually had to take a nap when I got home from the Hamfest.
I bet it was warm too.
No, the Hamfest was great. The weather was still fantastic. During the day, it wasn't too hot. It was nice and sunny, but it was beautiful in the morning. And it was even when outside when we left after lunch. Well, there was no lunch, but after noon, I should say. It was nice. It's a nice day.
Well, good. I'm glad everybody showed up, had a big turnout. I just cut grass around here and did some stuff around here. I wanted to go, but I had too much stuff to take care of. But that repeater y'all are talking out there in LA, it kind of goes up through the whole state there. That would be called Renegade Radio.
Oh, I was close with Pirate, and it's one. Last I heard it, and it's been a long time. It was pretty raunchy.
Oh, it's extremely raunchy still to this day.
How does the FCC let that go on? Do they not? I guess they don't think California's a state anymore.
I'll be honest with you, I don't think they care about anything because I find so much stuff on HF, man, it would blow your mind.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess they use the guide would really be in terms of me saying, let's say you and me having political discussions and getting into an argument. That's permissible. You and me even swearing at each other. Technically, for the FCC, it's permissible because it's a gentleman's agreement that we not use foul language. And so what they get upset about, I think the only things they take action are is the things if you're interfering with any broadcast commercial radio, any military or life-saving radio, hospital communications, interfering with other people purposefully or interfering with repeaters. You know what I'm saying? Those are the things they get upset about. Apparently, they don't care about language issues.
I guess not, because I'm going to tell you, I have been listening to them guys. I don't listen to them regularly, and I haven't even listened to them this year probably. But every now and then, I'll just click on the app for Renegade Radio, which I have. It's a police scanner app, is all it is, and it's got the whole entire country. And the reason I downloaded it was back in 2020 when all the riots were going on, and my scanner would pick up what I had here, but I wanted to hear what was going around the rest of the country. But anyhow, long story short, I turned it on to there one day, and I'm going to tell you, I couldn't believe some of the stuff they say and do on there. I mean, there was a couple hams that just came up missing on there. That's how bad it got on that frequency.
And I was on a repeater. There was a repeater in Florida, in Central Florida, that was on the West Coast, and one of the control operators for the repeater, which was very active repeater. I mean, very, very active. It's not there anymore because they kicked him off the tower. That it was commercial tower. But he threatened somebody with his life over the air, and he was serious.
Oh, they're not playing. And a lot of them guys, I'm going to tell you, I even read some stories years ago about that repeater out there. And there was one guy, man, he just had enough. And I don't know if he looked his call. This was in the 90s. This was in the 90s, I think it was what I read. And I think they ended up fouling the guy. I mean, months after the fact. He just didn't come on. He just, just quarming everybody all the time. And one guy, I guess, had enough and killed him. And I guess they found his body several weeks or months later. I can't remember the story completely, but yeah, he got killed, man, because of, being an idiot on the radio.
Wow. So they found him all covered up with coax and shipping containers?
In an icon box.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, no, that's crazy. Yeah, I like I said, I'll have to go listen to that again to see if they're still that raunchy, but I think you hit the nail on the head. It is. It was, again, I don't go back to it because I don't need to hear that stuff anyway.
No, it's over the top crazy. It's more crazier than your wildest imagination, some of the stuff they say. And you can go to 40 meters and hear the same kind of crap. You can go to 7200, man, and it's just a plain old circus on there. There's some channels on 3850, I think, on 80 meter or 3860, something like that. And that's all they do on there too.
You'd think they'd find another way to take out that crazy aggression.
I don't get it, man. There's one guy on there named Joe. That's all he does is quarm all day long. And I mean, you can hear him on there. Some days he's comical, some days he's an idiot. But as soon as you'll hear conversations on 40 meters about anybody starts bringing up Trump, man, he comes out of the woodwork. And he just starts, well, this is what the FBI is coming now. They're coming to get you and all this. Everything y'all said on here, this is all against it. And this guy's already had, I don't know how many violations. His last one was in 2017. But yeah, he's out of his mind. I think he's up in Ohio somewhere.
Oh, well. There's no excuse for people in Ohio, okay?
Yeah, you got that right.
No, there's some good people up here. I'm just kidding. Anyway, anything else for the net there, Joel?
No, and I'm not taking a jab at anybody from Ohio either. I don't have anything against it, but I tell you, we live in some wild times. But no, that's it for me, Paul, man. Appreciate you doing that. Are y'all doing 6 tonight?
Oh, yeah, we are. Well, what's funny is I'll have to send it out to the group. You've seen, I hope anyone who's listening, you've seen the video of that fella named Oliver Anthony singing that song about rich men north of Richmond. You've heard that. I know you've heard it, Joel, right?
Oh, yeah, I brought it up last week.
Yeah, okay, that's right. Okay, there's another video, and it's somebody took as many as he could find of these video bloggers, black, oriental, white, old, young, and made a compilation of their videos reviewing the song and listening to it. It will break your heart, man. I'm not kidding. These people are responding positively to that song. It's just something. I'll send out the link.
I watch those reaction videos constantly because of that reason. And I'm going to tell you this: if you haven't heard the song, anybody listen on this net, man, the song cuts deep, and it's like the American anthem right now, really the world anthem. I think we're all going through this, but every time I watch a reaction video to that song, there's always a new one on. And yeah, I saw that same one you're talking about. They even showed it on the news, matter of fact, and I was amazed they did because they're trying to claim it's some kind of right wing nut job again, you know how they do. But anyway, yes, it's such a cool thing to watch how people react because they all feel it, no matter what side of the aisle you're on. You're feeling it right now, no matter what.
Yeah, well, I watched a review. I read a review about that issue with the people who felt it was a good, it was just a good. What they were talking about is what that guy is really talking about, and I'm sure everybody would get it, but this guy articulated what he believed with the song "Why It Hit Such a Nerve" is because it's not that the people in Washington can't do their job properly, and it's not that they shouldn't have money or have wealth. That's not really the issue. It's just that it seems as though everyone in a position of power, particularly in Washington, seems to have lost their empathy for the working man and woman.
Well, it's just like he said in the song. I mean, they don't care about nothing but having total control, and all they want to do is keep kicking us down. And there's no fact. I mean, it's that whole entire song. I mean, within the first 15 seconds of it, it's like, wow.
Oh yeah, no, I get it. But you don't understand. I ran into that in business as well. As I mentioned when I was talking to you last time, I knew a long time ago when I was managing people in the field, working people with tools, people, laborers, etc., that I can only, as a manager, I'm not doing crap. Well, sometimes I did crap, but I'm not doing anything. And it's the people who are getting the job done. So for me to treat them in any way other than being as promoting them as much as I could and to help them and to work with them and have empathy for their jobs and deal with them, whether it was business or personal use, personal problems, because I really can't do my job unless I have good people who are willing to work. And when they work hard, they deserve it to be treated with respect.
Absolutely, and that's what everybody wants. I mean, that's the problem with all the industries now. It doesn't matter where you go. That's why I quit my job and that's several other ones along the way since 2020. It's been a nightmare for me, man. I'm not gonna lie. It's not been easy out here. So that song spoke volumes to me. And I'm telling you, man, I know I'm not the only one here. I mean, they threatened me with a jab at work. I had to quit my job. I wasn't going to take it. That was just my decision. But at the same time, I mean, that should be, some kind of humanitarian lawsuit.
Yeah, no, I get it. Again, it's like I said, the work never gets done if the people where the rubber meets the road, they're not doing their job. It's not their fault. It's your fault. The management and ownership, it's their fault because they're not treating their people properly. Because people, my experience, it's a rare person who doesn't enjoy being productive and working hard, going home at the end of the day and saying, honey, we busted our ass today. People like to work hard. They really do, and they like to be productive. And to treat them badly,
Oh, there's no question with the company I'm at now. I like them because they're laid back, but at the same time, they're a little too laid back. They don't pay attention to a lot of things because they want us to be the foreman, the job lead, the tech. They want us to be all three. While they're all to sit in the office behind a desk all day.
as long as they appreciate you and pay you reasonably well, I'm happy. They can do anything they want in the office.
That's absolutely right. But I won't keep it, Paul, and I'll see y'all over on 6 KO4 OTV.
Yeah, very good. That's Joel up in west of the Ashland City, Kilo Oscar 4 Oscar Tango Victor. Who else is north or west?
KG4 ILV, Jack and Donaldson.
You remember what it was like to work, don't you, Jack?
Oh, yeah, vaguely.
Very good. I was talking to somebody at the Hamfest sitting down at the table, and they said something about, you get a chance to do that. I said, nah, I'm retired. I ain't got time for nothing.
I think I work harder around here being retired than I ever did when I was working for a living.
Yeah, no, it's funny how you can actually pack your days with stuff. and you wonder, how did I ever have a job?
Exactly. How did I get all this stuff done with a job? That's what I wonder.
It is kind of funny. Anything else within that, Jack?
No, thanks for doing the net, Paul, and 73 to everybody out there, and I will see y'all on the next one.
Yeah, that was Jack. Kilo Go for India Lima Victor. Who else is West?
KC4TNQ.
Hello, Mr. Charles. How is it going?
Doing well. Excellent signal, by the way. You're almost 20 over.
Awesome. Well, that's with the new old antenna or old new antenna. That's old. It's old. I've had it for 10 or 12 years. And it does okay when it's up in the air and working okay. It's comparable to the kind of comparable to the X510, but I don't think it's as good.
Yeah, excellent signal. Can't complain one bit. You're actually stronger than Jack, and he was stronger than you before.
Oh wow! Well, you're doing. I can't really see. Wouldn't look at the meter well, but you were doing like 30 over to me.
Yeah, good job. So did Diamond have any 700s down there while you was there?
Yeah, you wish they didn't have any. They had a couple of displays of some of their newer little antennas. Like it was a big deal. They were showing a stick-on, a mastic, by mastic antenna. It was a half-wave 2-meter and 70 centimeter for a SUV mount. It just stuck to the glass, and you brought the wire in, underneath the back, for the SUV. But anyway, no, they didn't have any other big antennas there. And I complained about the lack of X700s. They go, yeah, we know. They apologize, but that doesn't do me any good.
Well, at least they apologize, so that's the main thing. So anyway, thanks for being there. Doing an excellent job tonight, and we'll catch you next time. KC4TNQ.
Very good. Thanks for the nice words. That was Charles. He's in West Nashville. Kilo Charlie 4 to Tango, November, Quebec. Who else is West? I was expecting to hear Greg in here tonight, but I guess he might still be working. Greg, are you out there? Oh, I heard somebody break squelch, or was that my imagination?
Greg's working.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, he said the other day he's working Saturday.
So how about Sundays?
No, he's off on Sunday.
Oh, so he can check into the Sunday. That's
Yep.
He probably got that scheduled just to make you happy.
Probably does. I don't care.
Very good. Anybody else west or anywhere? We're going to go for the last of the Mohicans here. We're looking for sandbaggers, lollygaggers, lurkers, skulkers, slackers, lackeys, and last but not least, toadies.
I guess I could do the lollygaggers, KG4 CXC.
Oh no! So you went after. You should have interrupted me at lollygaggers because now you're a toady.
Well, you did miss a couple of categories. The end time survivalist wasn't in there.
Oh no, that was next. As if nobody comes along this, that's the bottom of the radio barrel is the end time survivalists and SDR donglers.
Well, I definitely didn't want to be the sandbagger, so I figured I'd jump on the lollygaggers.
Very good. How you doing, Chris?
Good. How about you?
I just talked my way out of remembering what you call a CXE. Is it KG4?
Yep, that's it. What'd you buy in Huntsville?
Well, I bought a hat, but I came home without it. I bought a hat, but came home without it because they said, and I bought it at like when I got there around 9:30 or 10 o'clock, somewhere in that range. And a nice lady, and it was like $27 or something like that. And I said, okay, it'll be ready at 2. And I'm like, oh, had I known that, I don't think I would have ordered it because I don't think I'm going to be here. I don't want to have to wait that long. And so anyway, I said, okay, fine. So I went back and checked later, like at noon, 12:15, something like that. And I said, any chance? She goes, no. And I said, well, I'm not going to be here at 2. So she goes, okay, is your call good on, is your address good on QRZ? And I went, yeah. She goes, I'll ship it to you. So, okay, just tell me how much. She goes, nah, I'll waive it this time.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, it's going to cost a couple of dollars to ship the hat to me, unless they just put an address label on it and put it through the mail.
Yeah, maybe they have a deal for some shipping, but that's good of them. Yeah, my buddy he asked
on one of the chats at work and said who's going to Huntsville, and I didn't respond. I didn't see anybody else respond, but I'm curious to see what he bought. He generally walks away with something.
Well, there's a lot of stuff to walk away with. I mean, it's I don't want to say junkyard. That's the wrong way to say it. It is a lot of, there can be a lot of junk, but you know what I'm saying? There's just a lot of stuff. I mean, that place was jam-packed full of people, you know, in the area of, you know, people with tables.
Yeah, I think he walked away with an amp last year. I don't think he really intended on getting one, but he sure did. Or maybe he researched it and that's where he went to get it.
Yeah, next time I'm taking sandwiches in a thermos, man, because 30 to 40 people in line to get food at the vendors.
Wow, that'd take a while.
So I was like, no. And plus, even they're selling their bottled water for $1. I mean, I don't want to say that's a ripoff, but I mean, they buy the water for 40 cents a bottle or something.
Man, you should have. There's a couple of times where I've paid $7 for a bottle of water. So $1 sounds okay, which is funny, but it still is expensive.
No, it was $3 for the water.
Oh, 3. Wow. Yeah, it's getting up there too. Yeah, it is.
Well, again, I don't begrudge somebody, you know, I mean, they have to pay the people, et cetera, but $3 isn't horrendous. But they didn't staff it properly. You know, I guess it's a city-run venue, and of course, anytime the government's involved, it gets messed up.
So yeah, they didn't have enough staff, man. Yeah, sounds like they were trying.
Now, next time I'm going to bring a you know, knapsack, not a knapsack, but you know, something to carry a sandwich and a drink in it, because I couldn't even find a drinking fountain. I don't know where it went. I guess go in the bathroom and drink out of the faucet. I don't know. Anyway, anything else for that?
No, I guess you just have to prepare, you know, bring a water bottle and bring some lunch. But yeah, that's all I've got, man. 73.
Very good. That was Chris in Rural Hill, Kilo Golf Force, Charlie, X-Ray Echo. Anybody else out there not leaving out the end time survivalists, the preppers, the flat earthers, and I don't know what else there is. I mean, what else is there?
Yellow belly sapsuckers. Kilo India 4 Zulu Delta Golf.
I won't claim that one. K1 SPD.
All right, we had 2 in there. Hold on 1 second, Scott. Somebody beat you in there. K1 SPD. Well, you didn't respond. I was shocked. You didn't respond when I asked for the lollygaggers and sandbaggers. Well, hold on. I heard Kilo India 4 Zulu Delta Golf. How you doing?
Oh, we're doing fine. We just mosey in through traffic.
I understand it's pretty busy there tonight. Well, that's good. I'm glad it's busy. I don't know that. I think that was the reason that the Wilson County Fair originally had rejected having the state fair out there because of the mess it would create.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah, I mean, you can imagine the state fair brings in a lot of people. County fair brings in some, but not like a state fair does.
Oh yeah, we went last night and it was not here.
Well, Saturday nights is a killer. Friday nights can't be like next Friday. Usually the last days of the fair, like Friday and Saturday, they just pack them in because they usually give big credits on fair rides and stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's all good though if you enjoy the fair. I happen to enjoy the farm exhibits, you know, the animal exhibits and that kind of stuff, and to some degree the home show kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's what we went last night. We took the kids last night. They did all the rides and everything. So we went back tonight so we could go see all of the art, the photos, vegetables, and whatever else it was.
Oh yeah, no, I just enjoy it. I just enjoy the whole agricultural exhibit. To me, it's fun, whether it's the cattle or the sheep or the chickens or whatever.
Yeah, it was definitely cool.
Well, very good. Anything else for the night, Kevin? I'm glad you enjoyed your time at the fair.
No, sir. You guys have a good night.
Very good. That's Kevin. He's normally here in Mount Juliet, but it's Kate Cat, but he's coming back from the fair tonight. Kilo India 4 Zulu Delta Golf. Scott, how are you?
Doing well. I didn't miss going to Huntsville. Been once, that was enough for me. And then the one next weekend, is that the one that's out in the woods?
Yes, it's out in the woods. Absolutely. It's like an old, I've been told it's been there for many decades.
Yeah, I've been to that one. I think I passed on that too. So I'm going to be a no show for both. K1SP, carry on.
You didn't get over to the one in Lebanon a couple of weeks ago?
No, I didn't. I forget. Was I back in town? I think I was back in town. I just didn't make it.
No, that was fun. It was great because it was all indoors this year and air conditioning. It was really a nice event. It'll pick up a lot of steam moving forward if it keeps up that way.
Yeah, that one is a nice event. I liked that one. Scott Jr. and I went over there.
Ham Fest like Lebanon, and even the Cedars of Lebanon is it's mostly people in the immediate vicinity of the Ham Fest, so you get to see people you often routinely talk to. So that can be more fun because it's more like family, you know.
Yeah. I did have a question for you though. What happened to your 700?
I don't know. I was trying to take it apart. I can't even get the darn thing apart now. The bottom piece, I can't get that. There's a set screw in the base. I think that's where the problem is, and I got to do some more work. I didn't get a good chance to work on it very much, but I got to figure out why I can't get that apart.
I'm saying, why were you going to take it apart?
Because I think it's as they tell me, capacitors are sometimes a problem in those.
Oh, okay. So there was an issue.
Oh yeah, definitely there was an issue. It was showing a high SWR, and for no good reason because it was working fine, and then it wasn't working fine. It's the old adage, man. Everything works fine till it busts. You know?
Yep, good deal. All right, carry on. We'll go to the next one. K1SP.
Very good. That's Scott. He's in Laverne, Kilo 1 Sierra Papa Delta, and he's number 23, which seems to be a magic number these days. Anybody else out there? All right, we're going to go over to 144.240 is the next one, and then 50.135. The dogs, they think I'm finished with the net, so they're running out to the door as if they're going out. So, but I'm not. Anyway, I'll see you on 144.240. No. Stop. All righty, took me a minute to get over there. It's messy when I put my fat fingers on the radio and couldn't get them to where I wanted to go. This is K4PW Net Control 144.240. Looking for check-ins from the wherever I was last. South, please come down.
K1SPD.
All right, we got K1 SPD. We got Scott in Laverne. Kilo 1 Sierra Papa Delta with a good signal. We got who else? We got South.
KF4 KFQ.
You sound great, Tony. KF4 KFQ. You sound good. So that's Tony, KF4 KFQ in Smyrna. Who else is South? East, please come in.
KM4HK.
Kilo Mike 4 Hotel Quebec Echo. Who else is that? Was Stan, by the way. Kilo Mike 4 Hotel Quebec Echo in Lebanon. Who else is also good signal? Who else is East?
KG4CXE.
Yeah, everybody sounds off to me. That's probably because I'm off.
Yeah, potentially. I've got a ton of interference over here as far as I'm making it through. I can hear a few people though.
Okay, there we go. I should sound a little better. That was KG4CXE. That's Chris in Rural Hill. Who else is East? East or North?
WB0.
That's Mark, Whiskey Bravo 0, November Oscar. And he's in Northwest Wilson. Who else is North? Very good. We've got Kilo 4 Victor Alpha. For Victor Alpha. And that's Mike in Hendersonville. Who else is a good signal, by the way? Who else is North? North or West? Anybody West?
KC4TNQ.
Very good. It was a long, it was a pregnant pause in there. That's Charles, Kilo Charlie 4 Tango November, Quebec. A good signal out of West Nashville. Who else is West? Surprised I haven't heard Jack in it. All right. Nobody else west or anywhere?
KM4 WRF.
Hey, very good. You haven't heard Jack, have you?
No, I'm texting him right now. Tell him to wake up.
He's getting old, you know.
Yeah.
Like me, dozing off. That was Michael, Kilo Mike 4 Yankee Romeo Foxtrot. Anybody else west or anywhere? Well, we're going to ask again for sandbaggers, lollygaggers, lurkers, skulkers, slackers, lackeys, toadies, end-time survivalists, or whatever else is left. Preppers, SDR donglers, etc.
Hey, Paul.
Yo.
I'm going to try out 2 different radios.
Okay, that'd be great. I'll be here. All right. Yeah, very good, Scott. I was just, is there anybody else out there? Please come now. All righty, we're going to close that portion out and move over to 6 meters. This is K4PW. We're going to 50.135. 50.135. This is Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey. Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey with my dogs barking like crazy because they still think I'm getting off the radio. Looking for check-ins from the, where am I going? From the south. Please come now. Anybody south or east? Anybody south or east? Please come now. Anybody south or east? Please come now. K4PW.
KG4CXE.
Hey, very good. How is my signal good to you there, Chris?
I've got you at about a S5. I hear quite a bit of noise.
Okay, very good. This is K4PW looking for check-ins from from the south. Please come now, or east.
KM4 WRF.
Very good. We had 2 in there. We had Kilo 1 Sierra Papa Delta, Scott in Laverne, and we had KM4 YRF. Michael here in Mount Juliet. Good signals from both. Who else is east or north? East or anybody hearing something there that I'm not? East or north or west?
WB0 Inola.
There was somebody else in there, and I just covered him up. But that was Mark. I got in there. Whiskey Bravo 0 November Oscar. Who was the other party?
Paul Mark's in there.
Yeah, no, I got Mark. Whiskey Bravo 0 November Oscar. There was somebody else in there. Who was the other person checking in from north or west? Somebody else was in there. I'm gonna have to make up a call and put it in there. Anybody out there? North or west or anywhere? We're slim pickings tonight. There was only 5 of us. Is that it for tonight? No lollygaggers, lookers, sandbaggers, skulkers, slackers, lackeys, toadies, or whatever. All righty, we'll close out that portion of that, and we'll move over to where are we going to? 223-415. That's where we're going, and we're going to close out this portion of the net. Appreciate everybody being there. And there was a grand total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people there on 6 meters. 1, 2, 3. No, that's 5 people. My mistake. Boy, oh boy, I do better than that. Something must be wrong with 6 meters. I didn't hear. You didn't get any reply from Jack, Mike? I guess not. I'm going to go over to 223-415. Appreciate everybody being there. K4PW. No. K4PW. Something like that. Who's out there tonight?
Hey,
All right, I got, who do I have? Oh, I got KF4 KFQ, which is Tony in Smyrna. I got KM4YRF, which is Michael in Fairmont Juliet. Got myself, Kilo 4 Pop Echo Whiskey, and Jack, Kilo Go 4 India Lima Victor. Jack, where were you on 6 meters?
I had to run to the other room.
Okay, I thought you dozed off like I do.
I couldn't be in two places at the same time.
That's all right. No demerits here anyway. Who else? Anybody else out there tonight on 223 415? Oh, I'm sorry. I got you in there too there, Charles. KC4TNQ. It's Charles in West Nashville. Is anybody else in there? I thought I heard a double in there. Go ahead.
Okay, M4HQ.
Oh, man. Big signal there, Stan.
Thanks, Paul. I have a lot of noise on 6 meters in order, so I couldn't hear you very well, so I'm getting back in.
Okay. Yeah, I thought there was some problems because we only had like 5 people in there, so I'm not too surprised. By the way, that was Stan, KM4HQE. Who else is copying? Charles, you copying Stan over there?
That would be a negative. And by the way, did you hear me on 6?
Did I hear you on 6? I may have, but I don't think you heard me calling back for you. It may have been another problem because I did hear somebody. It was the latter part of it near the end.
Yeah, you were really light. I called, but after I keyed, I couldn't hear anything after that.
Yeah, no, I did not catch it, but I heard somebody in there. In fact, I was calling for somebody. I said, "Who else checked in?" I didn't get a reply, so I knew there was something amiss.
Your signal dropped way off on the 6 meters at the end.
Yeah, I noticed that. I had to retune it, and that was what the problem was apparently.
How was my signal to you on 6 meters?
I was decent. It was very readable. Of course, you're only 2 miles away, maybe.
Yeah, I was just wondering who else could hear me.
Well, that's going to be hard to tell here. Was anybody else copying Michael on 6 meters? Well, apparently no. At least from this little group. 6 meters didn't sound that great tonight. See, I heard you real well. I heard Jack. Well, no, on 6 meters. Yeah, I heard. Hearing Chris down on Rural Hill was fine. I heard Scott down on Laverne, and you, Michael, you were fine. And Mark was fine. And I didn't hear Charles. That was at the point I couldn't hear Charles, but I think it was because my tuning wasn't good for some reason. Anyway, anybody else checking in? No, I guess not. Well, it's been a pretty good night, I'd say. It's a typical Saturday night with our cavalcade of nets, doing 7 nets in one night. Now here we have 1, 2, 3. How many is it? How many is that? It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 7 nets. That's a lot of nets for one night. My dogs think that's a lot of nets because they're wanting to do something. I'm not letting them.
I believe that would be considered a cavalcade.
Oh, no question about it. In fact, even the 3 nets that are done by Michael on Sunday night is just it's a minor cavalcade working up to the major cavalcade later in the week. After, I'm surprised he can do the net after these nets tonight.
Let's see, what's after a cavalcade? A cluster? Yeah, cluster. That'd be more like it.
Or it could be called a black hole in nets.
I'm laughing at your dog is still laughing about that.
I'm not telling you. They think I'm getting off the air when I start talking. Okay, as soon as I say something like I'll catch you later or 73, they all turn. They run for the hills. They think I'm done.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, they're real funny like a heart attack.
Smart enough to know English.
Anybody else out there tonight besides the group that showed up here, which there was a grand total of, what was it? What did I say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is a good number for 223, 415, and we're probably still. I know we're missing a couple of people, like that fella up in wherever he is, way up in the northwest area, and Craig, he's up in the Northwest. Him, he was calling.
Yeah, you're talking about Greg in Pleasant View. And we haven't heard Joel. I'm here too, WB0.
Yeah, great. How you doing, Mark? You sound great.
I can hear you, Mike, and I think that's about it.
Oh, really? That's all? And what are you using on the 220? Are you still using, which one are you using? I want to see you were using the, you know which one I'm talking about, the bad one.
Yeah, it's the wire dummy load, the disco that's up there. And it's just been too hot or too cold or too something to get the other antenna up.
Well, you know, as a long-time husband, you've got an infinite number of excuses you've derived out of the, out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's just hard to climb a tower with one arm.
Oh, man. I have 2 arms and I'm not going to climb any towers.
Well, I wouldn't climb it if I had 2 either. And Robin has volunteered, I don't know how many times to come do it. And I've always been busy doing something else, so I'm waiting for him to volunteer again.
Well, to me, that Disco's doing great.
Yeah, well, we're 5 miles apart, not very far.
Yeah, I'll have to take a look. I think you're right. It's either 5 or 6 miles, something like that.
Mark, you're doing well to me too. Okay, you're 4 hours. Yeah, you're strong, Mike.
Well, anyway, anybody else got anything for the net that's of higher intelligence, just talking about antennas? Hey, by the way, I already told Michael, but Stan, who's did Stan check in on this? No, Stan didn't check in tonight on this net. I'm surprised. He has a 220 radio, I thought. Yeah, Cam 4 is here. Sure, Stan's in there. What am I talking about? I told Stan had bought that Johnson AM unit, and he had to borrow well, didn't have to, but it was a lot easier. You borrow a 4-wheel hand cart to take it out to the loading dock to put it in the car. And we were standing there by Robin's desk, where Robin's table. And I turned to Robin and said that Stan was the only guy I knew who had to borrow a 4-wheel hand truck to carry his Johnson around. And I missed the point that there was a woman standing next to the other table there. She caught it and was laughing pretty hard.
I thought that was pretty funny.
Well, he did have a Johnson, and it was on a hand cart, and it was his.
Well, all that was true. I wonder how much that thing weighed.
I don't know, Stan, how much did you think it weighs? 60, 70 pounds?
I think it weighs like 73 pounds. It's probably like that 50-amp power supply that I got from Eddie that weighs about 70 pounds.
Yeah, he just said it weighed about 73 pounds.
I believe it.
Back in the good old days, man, my hams were a lot stronger. Robin, that's what I mean. Yeah, Mark, that's probably why you ultimately your arm got messed up, man. You spent all your early years hauling big stuff around.
I did. I had all the heavy stuff, let me tell you. Those were the days, though. That's when 100 watts was 100 watts.
That's right. They were the full 100 watts.
They were big watts.
Well, like they say about ships. That was back in the days when ships were wood and men were steel. Well, let me cut out of here. I got dogs out. They're going to chew my feet off here. So I know they're just all antsy. I can't believe it. I think they hate the radio. Anyway, you guys have a great night. You guys can hang around if you want to. See, they already know. K4PW. I'm signing up. Shut up.